was probably drinking Starbucks from the forward operating base when he did all that stuff.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, he probably now, like, he probably has his own coffee company, right? I'm assuming, because it's just all like the Navy SEAL in their natural habitat is they create a company they can embezzle from. So he's probably doing that. But when he made his name, I know what he was drinking.
Remember, like the episode we did about the Navy SEALs, where there were like 3 different guys who wrote 3 different books, all claiming that they capped Bin Laden. Like I would like all 3 of those guys to start competing coffee companies, like attacking each other over like their medium Colombian blend is that's lies. I'm the one who secured the beans from Guatemala or whatever.
This is unrelated, but do you remember the post 9/11 rumor about Caribou Coffee, where people were like, "Oh, they give all their profits to Hamas"?
Wait, no, I don't remember
That's funny.
That was I don't know who started that. That's honestly that might have been like specific to. That might have just been like insane like North Shore Zionists.
Wait a second.
Thought that.
Wait a second. Caribou Coffee? I own stock in Caribou Coffee. I'm writing a letter to the CEO of Hamas right now demanding to know what they've spent this money on, because these Katyusha rockets, they're not getting the job done, all right?
Yeah. My dad served at the Lod Airport. That was a different group. I know. Don't correct me. Just take that out. I said the wrong thing. I always thought that was funny, just because it's like the fact that everyone knew about it, like that they're saying that in like their shareholder reports. Oh, we donated $300 million to Hamas this year.
Yeah, but I guess just like the theme for like I said, it's just scams and frauds all the way down. Like there is no going concern in America that makes money anymore that isn't a massive securities fraud in one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be, right. Like I mean, it's just
we're trying to hide the fact that this expansionary engine that's supposed to be undergirding this economy has in a real way shut down. Those places that are dynamic are no longer in America. We're just there to consume. I mean, that's why, like, the real nerd visionaries love to talk about, like a UBI deal where you're just like, look, we need to recognize that America is just a consumer economy. Literally, that's what we're here to do. And then just direct the economy to give us money to consume things and not expect us to go through the hoops of trying to create, productive economic enterprises, because we no longer need to. It's inefficient. Let people do it elsewhere, and then we just sit here and consume. But our values, our culture, our politics just cannot metabolize the implications of that. So we have to keep pretending we have an economy.
Yeah, and I think for like the progressive visionaries, like Andrew Yang or things like that. I mean, I think we see the writing on the wall was just like how much of this country's population is just unnecessary to whatever is left of the economy. So like, I mean, like if you're a progressive, of a progressive mindset, you're just like, well, just pay them off, and then but also like that'll be the justification for just like absolutely shit canning like every other function of the state.
Right? Yeah. You make the state. It writes checks, and then you get to use those checks in a fully marketized social structure without any democratically accountable interaction at all. Like no institutions that even theoretically answer to people who are not paying customers.
I mean, sounds pretty grim, but I have an idea for like a tangible thing. It's tangible. It's a real business. It's physical even, and it helps children. Are you guys ready to hear it?
Spit.
Idea. We need more right-wing YA literature. we need to be getting younger audiences before the left does, and then pretend that I have like a little picture of like a frog reading to other frogs.
Good night, friend.
Yeah, I saw that post today, and it's like, damn, all Americans are soy. Triple AS. It really is just like everyone just is the same asshole. It used to be like, oh, like this person is, you, but like he took like 3 left turns to end up where he did. But now it's just like it's a complete mirror match. Like it's going to be dueling shitty YA genres.
Yeah, my comment on that is that I'm volunteering my services as an insensitivity reader to any YA author. I will edit and vet your manuscript to make sure it's properly racist and based enough. I'm a based insensitivity reader. And I can't wait till the based YA genre starts, and then they all just start absolutely cutting each other's throats immediately, as happened in the I guess the woke YA genre.
Yeah, the author of the Groyper games, like he has to issue an apology because he has a Jewish grandparent.
Yeah, or just
I'm
like,
so sorry. I thought I could like absolve my family's sins with my work, but I need to take accountability.
Or like the guy who's written the best-selling like Hardy Boys like series, but set in Rhodesia. He has to apologize because his grandparents weren't actually white Rhodesian colonizers. He's appropriating real Rhodesians. All right. Well, to round things out for today's episode, I have a reading series for you guys with, once again, an old favorite of the show. I don't think we've done one of these in a while, but it's the smartest journalist in the world, the smartest columnist in the world, Thomas Friedman. He's back again, and I'm proud to report. I mean, like he's been pretty boring lately, but he's come through today with a real masterpiece of the craft of writing, thinking, and being Thomas Friedman. So, you guys ready to jump into this one? It's he had lunch with President Biden. And he regrets to inform you that the lunch was great, but his vibes are bad. I mean, not Joe Biden's vibes, but Thomas Friedman. He left this delicious lunch feeling bad vibes. So here we go. This is Thomas Friedman writing in the New York Times, My Lunch with President Biden. It's the sequel to My Dinner with Andre. He says, President Biden invited me for lunch at the White House last Monday, but it was all off the record, so I can't tell you anything he said. The article ends there. It was just that one paragraph, unfortunately. He can't tell you anything.
Mm-hmm.
No, he can't. He says, I can, though, tell you two things. What I ate and how I felt after. I ate a tuna salad sandwich with tomato on whole wheat bread with a bowl of mixed fruit and a chocolate milkshake for dessert that was so good it should have been against the law. How would you rate that? How would you rate that lunch order, fellas?
It's a fucking weird lunch. That's like, man, that's like, oh, we're letting the people in the psych ward pick their own lunch today.
Seems very phlegmy.
That's like when Texas executes someone that they really shouldn't. You see their last meal.
It's like gummy bears and a can of Sprite.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so he had fruit salad and a milkshake. Like he had a tuna salad sandwich. Tuna salad sandwich and fruit salad isn't that weird, I guess. But then it's like, oh, you know what would go great with this? A chocolate milkshake.
Yeah, the milkshake's kind of out there.
Well, I mean, you're at the White House. You got to take advantage. You got to get a little White House treat. I would get a milkshake.
I admire his restraint because if I went to the White House for a meal, I would assume that I'd have that prerogative where I could just order anything.
Yeah,
and I would go ham.
So yeah, that was his lunch order. This is what he can report.
And when I say I would go ham, I would say, do you have one of those like articulated armatures that hold a jamon iberico haunch? Could you wheel one of those out here to just have me slice off like nice thin bits of jamon iberico? Maybe wheel out some manchego for me to put it on.
Ooh, yes.
I would show them meals cooked by a certain Jamaican American content creator.
The Secret Service would just draw down on you as soon as you pulled off the top. They would like light you up.
Yeah,
they'd dump bags in you for presenting that to the president.
I'd be like, could the chef please prepare a classic dish from New York City? Steak, bone-in, extra bone, in fact. A slice of American cheese, an entire rosemary plant, 5 eggs, and a bagel.
Oh, don't forget the shell.
Don't forget the shell, and the bagel has to have extra wet on it. That actually, I bet that's like probably what Biden would cook if you left him to his own devices.
Yes. Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, just I don't want to be a pain here, but could you please send back my tuna salad sandwich and could you just add a sprig of thyme and some eggshells on top of it, please? Just a little extra flavor. Do you have any fish?
Man.
Do you have any fish?
This is the best movie ever, man. Real men cook, okay?
Could we add any fish to this milkshake, please? So that was his lunch order. But he says, what I felt afterward was this. For all you knuckleheads on Fox who say that Biden can't put two sentences together, here's a news flash. He just put NATO together, Europe together, and the whole Western alliance together, stretching from Canada up to Finland and all the way to Japan, to help Ukraine protect its fledgling democracy from Vladimir Putin's fascist assault. So, yeah, like, I know it may not seem like that way if you see him on television, but if you have lunch with him, you'll notice he didn't say, like, he didn't say that Biden can put two sentences together, but he did say he did add Finland to NATO.
It's amazing. He doesn't even intimate at any, like, he doesn't say he was sharp or articulate.
No, he
doesn't say, like, he could have certainly added some sort of, like, detail to reflect, yeah, the old guy has still got it. Couldn't bring himself to do it.
Nope. He says,
also, didn't like Putin really put NATO together?
It's
like,
true.
If we're really being honest here, like, didn't Putin go, let's have 20 more years of NATO because I'm going to be dying next year. Enjoy.
Yeah. If this was just on Biden, it would not have occurred. He needed a chef in the kitchen to help pop that one together.
Yeah.
He writes, in doing so, he has enabled Ukraine to inflict significant losses on Russia's invading army, thanks to a rapid deployment of U.S. and NATO trainers and massive transfers of precision weapons. And not a single American soldier was lost.
But the entire country has been turned into a bloody fucking stalemate.
It has been the best performance of alliance management and consolidation since another president whom I covered and admired, who was also said to be incapable of putting two sentences together, George H.W. Bush. Bush managed the collapse of the Soviet Union and the reunification of Germany without firing a shot or the loss of a single American life. Now, I know George H.W. Bush is remembered for a lot of things, or rather not remembered for them, but, like, was he ever tagged as being inarticulate? He was tagged as being out of touch. And, like,
he only had trouble putting sentences together when you asked him where he was in November of 1963.
I mean, he did have a kind of rep for, like, kind of relying on sort of airy phrases and a lot of cliches, not going to do it.
1,000 points of light.
No one thought that he needed to have the clock test. No one was like, does George W. Bush know what day he's living in? It's not comparable.